Good morning, troops. How are we doing? This is episode 7, day 8 of the pod. We've made it. 1 week ago, on my 48th birthday, we started this pod and video log. A week already. Wow, it's been hard work. And also today is day 5 of the 7-day digital detox. Listen to the previous episode talking about the mindset mentor Rob Dial on the Lewis Howes podcast. Talks about not checking any pings, dings and rings, notifications, emails until you've had all your main key activities, targets, tasks, projects done for the day. And then once you're tired and you stop being productive, then check and you get more out of the day, more creativity, more ideas, more productivity, etc. So see the notes in the episode. So yeah, we are here and we're up early. Well, I'll say early, it's an hour later. I've set the alarm for 4:30, but I am absolutely shattered after the last week or two, especially over the last sort of 24 hours, 36 hours. What did that look like? Selling a car, trying to find a new car, grabbing a scrap bike from the neighbours, getting that sort of fixed up, serviceable, testing that, going for a 6, 7, 8, 9 mile new job recce on that, and the day before running that back on foot 10 kilometres, and it feels like today, this morning after the cycle yesterday, I was in the hurt locker. It feels like I've been shot in the hips, and for those who have started cycling or doing exercise around cycling, oh yeah, it feels like I've been shot in the hips. So anyway, it's I overlaid by about an hour, got up to do this pod and get on the street where I am now, just walking in my local village, town, and it's 6:15 in the morning. The birds are cheering. It's going to be I believe a glorious day, but I don't want to speak too soon. So yeah, wow, what a crazy couple of weeks of leave. Normally when we have sort of leave and holidays, it's normally sort of a little bit relaxed, recharged, especially when you're going into a new job like I am on Monday. So way behind on things, way behind on doing some coursework, which that'll have to stack up now. I'll try and have a look at it later today or tomorrow. I'm behind on the finishing the scorecard. That will be done. That's a health and well-being assessment. That will be done this weekend. That is priority. And the recording of the weight management classes has not even started because of the cars, the bikes, etc. So anyway, and I'm a little bit under it. I'm going to talk about intention and goals briefly this morning. Give you an idea how life gets in the way. And that you're not going to hit all your tasks like you set out to. You may do, but probably 90-95% of the time you may not also. So intentionality and goals. And the reason why I needed to get out and do this in the morning fairly early, that was the plan anyway, but talking about life and intentions and goals. So for those who's listened to the last couple of episodes or seen the Instagram stories, which disappear, by the way, after 24 hours, so you may not have heard them, is my wife. So this morning I'm recording this pod, and I've got to shoot over to Slough to teach my 2 weight management classes back to back in my new car that I got yesterday. Insured and taxed it fully, did it properly, and 2 weight management classes, and then I land back home just after lunchtime, and then my wife then goes with the sisters to see her mum for an overnight stay. So I've got the tiny little human all to myself, so it's daddy-daughter time. So obviously I can't leave her in the house, she's only 5, so I've got to work out how I'm going to do Sunday's pod. Maybe have to be out with her, oh yeah, I'll have to work that out, so that should be quite an interesting one. She may pop up in the background, yeah. Hence the intention for this pod. It is quite interesting once you set the intention. You've got the attention and you're paying the intention. You set an intention to do something. You've got more chance of getting anywhere near achieving it. So I had to think deep, what's my option to optimise my chances of getting this pod out today, with me normally getting up on a Saturday morning without this pod, and just getting up, doing my journaling, which I struggled with the questions this morning and yesterday, and that's just pure not thinking straight and tiredness. So tonight I am going to treat myself to an early night. I want to be in bed by 8 o'clock. I need to get back. I need to get my head on Sunday, ready for Monday. So tonight I'm going to go to bed at 8 o'clock once the little one's down. So the intention was to get up at this time, well, a bit earlier, but get up, just do my journaling, which I've done, have a jug of water with some pink Himalayan salt for hydration. I nearly said Epsom salts, Epsom bath salts, but you don't want to be drinking that stuff. So drink of water, and I don't want to have a coffee really, but I've had a coffee. You wouldn't think so. But so I've had to have some caffeine, and I might have to have a little bit of a couple of Nature's Raw Guarana tablets, which is an ancient herb plant, Nature's Raw Guarana. I might have to chuck a couple of them in me, which is a nice lift, mood lifting shot of subtle caffeine. One tablet's equal to about a cup of coffee in caffeine, but there's no peak and trough, there's no spike. So yeah, so I might have to have one of them. So the intention was to get out and do this prior to the tiny little human jumping on me. Well, she's not going to jump on me because time I get back, which is about 7 o'clock, I then quick turnaround on breakfast, get changed, ready for the session, and make sure I get my fuel, my food, normally some fruit, handful of mixed nuts, get some healthy fats in there. We'll talk about healthy fats a later episode, the importance of, and some hydration, and then get to the class and carry on the day's activities. So setting the intention to get up, which I've done it, but the goal, and just a quick reflection on the whole podcast, and for those who are new, it'd be worth listening to episode 0 just to see where and why I've come from and what I'm doing. And if you didn't know, just to keep it short, I've wanted to do a podcast by my 6th of April birthday, which it was last week. I was 48 years of age, coming up to the big 50 in 48 months of mobile phone contract. And self-doubt, procrastinated a couple of days before, didn't know how, what, when, what to say. Anyway, the new term I've come across is imperfect action is better than no action, which is, you might want to steal that from today's show. Imperfect action is better than no action. So maybe take that and have that today and apply it. It might move you forward. Anyway, accountability, and then I've decided to do it as a sort of a daily blog early morning, and show up for myself and for others, for you, for 365 days. Now that's a massive challenge and task with life. Already you've just heard a little bit, and also if you've listened to the previous episodes, either on YouTube, you're watching it, I'm just walking around, so I'm videoing. Yesterday I was on the bike, day before I was on foot, day before the sound went, so I had to re-record again from on foot. I had to re-record at 10 o'clock at night in the cabin, in the garden cabin. So yeah, it's been an interesting week really, but just sort of that was the goal. We hit the goal, 6th of April, which is a massive boost, massive boost, ego boost, a daily dose, DOSE. We'll talk about this, the neurochemistry. D, dopamine. O, oxytocin. S, serotonin. And E, the endorphins. I've got a massive, boost of a daily dose. So it's launched, and then I was on the fence, imperfect action, and just decided to do it as a blog, as in keeping people updated on journey. And I got this inspiration, I've mentioned it before, by two people really. One is Tom Youngs of Creator Launch University, who is has got his own school platform, and very kindly I connected with him, came across his social media, and he's jumped on a call with me just out of the blue, qualified me, and then hats off to him and big salutes. He's then given me a couple of grand's worth of his initial Creator Launch business package, which I'm slowly working through. So he's been in sort of digital marketing for 4 or 5 years. He's an ex-dentist, cosmetic dentist, a Londoner. I might have got that wrong, Tom. I'm not sure. I think he is from Ipswich, living in London. But anyway, so he is doing his podcast, the 6 a.m. Summit Club. So it's worth checking him out. He's just doing the same thing really, but he's just sharing, his journeys, walking and talking, in the streets of London, and then he's up at his parents, and he's just doing the same. So I've never sort of listened and I've never sort of tuned into, and I never thought about doing sort of a vlog, a video log stroke. Tom's not doing the video log, I don't think. He's just, it's beautiful here. I'm just on a local industrial estate, and you've got sort of some water I don't know if you can see that, but for those who are looking, so I've just paused. We've got some geese out. It's nice and peaceful. You can hear the birds. So yeah, Tom has given me the inspo, and I've told him directly. He's given me the inspo for doing this. And also there's a young guy called Razor. Sorry mate, I don't know your full name. Young guy, early 20s I think, who is, I think he's from Leicester in the UK, and he is created a school group. And School is a new online creator platform. It's community, it's classrooms, it's calendar, all in one, notifications, no advert. A little bit like Facebook, but a lot better. It's not clunky. You don't get spam. You don't get you don't get warnings for sending people messages. You're not limited, etc., etc. It's phenomenal. Anyway, so check out the episode notes and you'll see what I'm talking about in previous episodes, especially episode 1 and 2, I think it is, with School, if you want to join my School community. But so anyway, so this young lad Razor, what he's done, I think he's on day 100, over 100 now, and he's documenting, doing a video log of what he's doing in terms of trying to build his school, and I think he's just called DMers or something like that. Yeah, DMers, meaning direct message. And what he's doing is he's doing outreach, cold outreach, which is reaching out to people on social media and just inviting them into his platform, his school group. And then what he's doing is he's basically offering to get them set up. He's getting them set up. He's onboarding them, he says, into setting up their own school, and he's diarising, you know, from day one. It's quite interesting to see how his mindset and what he's saying has come clearer. He's driven anyway, and he's talking about the ups and downs of trying to make money, and a really young guy, a really inspiration. So hats off, Razor. And so yeah, them two giving me the idea, and then that threw a grenade in. And then I was unsure then, hence, you know, am I going to do it like this? What am I going to say? And I'm in a podcast, the Podcast Key group, with a guy called Matt, who I'm very grateful to for giving me the inspo for this, and a platform, free school group. And he runs the School Games podcast, which you can check out, the School Games podcast. And there's probably 32. There was 25 a few days ago, well, a week ago. Interviews, short interviews, anything from sort of 15 minutes to 30-minute interviews of the top 10 of the month School Games winners. And that's really what sold me on School as well. And it's really worth listening to these top 10 winners of the School Games. And these are the School Games winners. It's based on not how many members you've got in your free or paid community. It's based on your monthly reoccurring revenue, MRR, which means anybody who's paying you for your school community to get anything from $1 to $999 a month, that's the maximum you can take within the school platform. Then so there's an accident, there's an ambulance over there. I've just somebody just hit the lamp post. Oh, I think we've got them in the ambulance. There's been a car accident already. I hope they're okay. So yeah, so monthly recurring revenue. So basically, this is new business, and so it's not about how many members, because somebody could be charging $9.99 and somebody could be charging $9. So, and they might have more or less members depending on what they're charging. Anyway, so that's monthly recurring new business, and I'm just going to take a photograph for this. There we go, just taking a selfie for the front cover of the pod. So anyway, monthly recurring revenue. each month. And what they've just done now, they've just opened it up to the affiliates, because for those who's been tuning in and know about school, you can also build a business, and serious business, and this is what people are doing. You can also build a business, not only having people in communities and educating them and supporting them in free or paid school communities. You can make money, obviously, low cost, high cost tickets, membership that is. You can even now do it with affiliates. So obviously, as I've mentioned before, you know, if I get a couple of people who want to create their own free or school community, then it pays $99 a month after a 14-day trial. I've got a 14-day trial for you if you want to test it. So if you are wanting to create your own community somewhere and you want a little bit like Facebook but better, slicker, faster, then go on to the link on my About page on my Wellbeing Made Easy. Links are on my social media at the moment, at Cy Gowing, and check it out, and you'll see the number of members getting in there, and then you can see the once you're in, then I'll give you a 14-day free trial, and then you cancel at any time. You just need your credit card and email address, and then you can try that and then set up your free. What happens is then, if they create a free or paid, then school, not the individual, pays me $40. Two people's 80, and then a third one will be 120. So my goal is to get at least 3 a month, just to cover my £75, which is about $99 a month school community, which I'm paying out for at the moment. So if you're interested in that, building your own school, looking at it, I'll help you get set up and start adding stuff, especially if you've got content ready to go, or you've got a business ready to go. Doesn't matter if it's early stages, mid stages, late stages, doesn't matter what you're doing. Or you're like me and trying to create stuff from scratch with your audience and tailor make your products and services from the people within your group, and you're just building it as you go. So yeah, it's really good. Anyway, so monthly revenue. So and then you've got the affiliate revenue, which has just kicked in this month, I think, of April. So it's worth going onto the school, listening to the interviews, and see how they are doing. 100,000 a month on monthly recurring revenue, and they've only just come to school. They may have Facebook communities, they may have businesses, they may not. They might have just built something up. They might have been a YouTuber, you know, and just brought everything over to school, and it's phenomenal what they're doing. Really is basic stuff, and there's people just popping up all the time from, you know, just listen to the interviews. So monthly recurring revenue on the school. So setting the intention. So my goal, like I say, going back to the goals as I walk back, was the intention today was to get this podcast out, so I can get this out and uploaded before this afternoon, because obviously I've got the tiny little human, don't I? I don't want to rely on that. So that was the intention, and if the recording works, it should do, because I've got the wired headphones in. So that should work, not like the microphone mic drop episode, I think a couple of days ago. So that was the intention, but the goal this week, so I told you about the goal about the pod, was for 3 reasons, and how I'm going to do it now. I've decided, because we don't want to be wasting too much time on making decisions, and it's like, you know, it's like the car that we've just got. Do we do that? Went to view one, no, didn't take the money, bit of work needed on it, didn't go for it. He put some second-hand parts on it, didn't want that. And then this one was like, yeah, are we in? Yeah, done, made, done. It's energy efficient. We don't want to be wasting too much energy on decisions, okay? And I give an example, and I tell this when I'm talking about habits and energy and willpower. Motivation is different to willpower, and we're going to talk about that. Willpower will dry up, it'll run out each day. Okay, motivation, you can be motivated completely all the time, different levels on sort of a spectrum, but willpower, the power of the willpower, is it will go flat. So what you want to do is identify the highest time of the day your willpower is at its highest, and then crack what Brian Tracy calls eat that frog of procrastination, staring at a big, ugly, dirty toad, no offence toads, and then think about eating that. Don't eat this at home, by the way, don't try it at home. It's a metaphor. Is grabbing the biggest frustrating task, project that you keep avoiding and putting it off, and getting that down your neck and getting that done straight away first thing in the morning. Once you've broke the back of that, then you'll have a great day, and that task you've either nailed it, ticked it off, or you're moving forward. So get that task done, focus on that, and it goes back to the mindset mentor, what he's talking about with regards to don't check your notifications. I had to check my emails this morning, admittedly. It was left open last night, so I just opened my computer. Well, my computer was on the top anyway of the breakfast bar, so I had to quick look at the emails just to make sure that the car tax and the insurance was confirmed prior to me using it this morning. So I had basically temporary cover yesterday to drive it back. So anyway, that's what he talks about, getting the tasks out of the way. Brian Tracy, Eat That Frog, it's called. It's worth checking out. I'll put it in the show notes. Very wafer thin book. It's sort of legendary, but it's a mindset that you can focus on, a metaphor that you can just think about that. So getting that out of the way first before you do anything else. So that was today's, which is my frog, which is this podcast. Even though it wasn't any effort, it's got me moving, it's got my hips mobilised from the cycle. So the goal, the main week's goals, which I start setting weekly, I start writing down what's the intention, what's the biggest things I want to get out of the way. And believe it or not, the biggest things I wanted to get out of the way was get the podcast moving, which I've done. I'm a week in. I don't know how next week's going to pan out. Don't know how tomorrow's going to pan out because I've got the tiny little human all day, so we'll have to see how that goes. And then I don't know what I'm going to do on my new routine, because I'm going from a recruiting day job, sort of pretty much working from home for the last couple of months, having a bit of flexibility, whereas now I've actually got to be at work and in class, literally, because I'm going to be teaching again in a classroom, train the trainers, and I'm a student for the first 2 weeks, so 8 o'clock till 5, and whilst maintaining my evening Wednesday class, weight management. So, and also if I'm running, it's going to take me an hour and 15, an hour 20 to run on foot. It took me an hour and 15, hour and 20, and that was with running and walking and doing the video as well. So it might be taking me about an hour 15 at a push to run, and then it's a quick shower change, get changed into the class. And I'm not going to be doing this, I ain't got time to do this on the run. And then an alternate day will be a bike, and I'm not going to be videoing on the bike like I did on the bike podcast, the vlog. I've got to be laser focused on the road. And then so it's going to be a really interesting 2 weeks how I'm going to get all this in. And then also next weekend I'm helping my mate move from down south in Surrey, move to his new home in Lincoln. Got to get a van, and that's a 2-day round trip. 3 hours up there, drop the kit off, come back down, next load, because I can't get a 7-ton vehicle on my HGV license, heavy goods vehicle license. I've got the C+E, the UK C+E, but you need a thing called a CPC. So I'm going to need to do a course or get a driving test. It's just, we haven't got time, he's got to get up there. So that's going to wipe that out. I'm going to have lessons to prepare and coursework as well as maintain my own school community. So hey, it's life, okay, you put it out there. and it's easy for extroverts. Once you put it out there into the world, you talk about it live like this, you post it on social media, you tell the world. It's easy for extroverts. Yeah, I'm not saying it's easy work, it's hard and tiring, especially on the online creator space. So anyway, the plan was, as I come into the close of this pod, the plan was to launch the pod, do it daily, which I've done. So I've stuck to what I've done, so I'm chuffed to bits. I'm not sure how far I can go with it until I get completely knocked off track, but hey, let's aim off, just like the 5 a.m. club I talked about on a previous episode, that I've attempted 3 times and then said no more. It wasn't serving me no more. So the minute this becomes a massive slog, then yeah, we'll see. But so set the goal of doing the Wellbeing Made Easy free health quiz questionnaire. Yes, no answers, couple of minutes, gives you a visual where you are, and that's going to lead then into a masterclass to help you level up for those in my school community. So make sure you're in the school community. It's still free at the moment. So DM me in the comments, or DM me on social, or message me school SKOOL, and I'll send you the link and get in there. And then when this comes around, hopefully this week, 2 days left, no pressure, you'll get the masterclass. So to help level up your scores from your initial assessment scores of the Wellbeing Made Easy. So I wanted to get that done and nailed, and then really the main on top of that, I had my priorities wrong. I was trying to get that done. That was one thing. The podcast, that, and then I wanted to do at least, and I penciled it in my diary, 2 days worth of filming in the cabin I wanted to get the whole 12 weeks recorded, half-an-hour videos. I was going to try and get down to half-an-hour videos recorded so I can stick them into the school platform. And it's not happened, and I'm not going to put pressure on myself. I might attempt one later, and I might actually video my sessions this morning thinking about it. I might just do a test sample, in fact I will. I'm not going to share it, I'm just going to look back at it and just see, it'd be interesting to watch some video feedback of yourself. So yeah, I might do that, but the point is, that's not done, okay? And I'm just conscious of those in the free school community, which is going to go to paid soon, okay, bear in mind. So if you're listening to this, if it's not gone to paid already, I know I said 50, I've got 40 in there at the moment, 40 founding circle members, and admittedly they're my closest friends, family, and some of my friends, and also some of the colleagues from the weight management classes I teach. They're part, and lovely to have you on board, and they're just giving me a little bit of feedback now and again. So they're not really most of them are not my ideal customer audience, ICA ideal, because they're already in sort of shape. They've got, they're already plugged into things and stuff and products and services, so they're more in there to help them and give free lifetime access in exchange of them engaging in the community and giving me some feedback, which is really key. Profile picture, bio, email address, need a facial picture for them to get in. Same with anybody. But if you're listening to this on the back, it's gone to a paid community. This weight management course is going to be in there. I've just not filmed it at the point of this episode. Anyway, that was just a quick one on goals. You're not going to achieve all your things on your to-do list. Eat your frog, the toad. I'll put that link into the episode notes. Brian Tracy. Eat that frog, check out his work, and yeah, so that's pretty much it. Set the intention, try and go with it, get the biggest thing out of the way, think about the digital detox, call it a 5-7 day digital detox, see how you get on, don't check your notifications first thing in the morning, pings, dings and rings. It's hard. Once you've done it once, you'll be able to do it a few times, and then do that. So remember to follow on whatever platform you're tuning into. It's follow and subscribe. Make sure you click the notifications. Please make sure you add any comments, any questions if you're liking and you're learning and you're engaging into the comment sections. That's definitely on YouTube. And remember, What's one thing you can take away from today's episode that you can implement and apply straight away? And what's who is one person you can share this with? Because we know when we're sharing is caring. It's teaching them the same, giving them the same opportunity to benefit from the information. And also we learn better, we learn quicker, and we retain the information. So that's me done. Happy Saturday, everybody, and I'll catch you tomorrow.